So welcome you all for tomorrow online classes. We are discussing the chapter oscillations. So in that oscillations yesterday we started energy of a simple harmonic oscillator. Energy of a simple harmonic oscillator. What is simple harmonic oscillator? The particle or the body which is executing simple harmonic motion, that is called as simple harmonic oscillator. A simple harmonic oscillator will possess potential energy. Yesterday already we have written, but once again from the starting we will see potential energy. The energy possessed by virtue of its position. This potential energy derivation is there in your first year, but derivation not necessary for us. I am writing directly, which is 1 by 2 into m omega square into y square. Expression for potential energy in terms of displacement. Okay, so but y value is equal to a sin omega t plus or minus phi naught. Yesterday we have seen this omega t plus or minus phi naught is called as phase. Phi naught is called as initial phase. Then you can be written as 1 by 2 into m omega square into, so a square into sine of omega sine square omega t plus or minus phi. Correct? Here yesterday I have drawn the graph also. How does this potential energy varies with the displacement? So this is the variation of potential energy with the y. And similarly from this, the variation of potential energy, so with the time, with omega t, variation of potential energy with the time. So graph will be like this, sine graph only. So at mean position, at extreme position, how it is going to be changed according to this equation. Okay now? And also yesterday we have seen at mean position. At a mean position, displacement value 0. Since y value is 0, so u value also equal to 0. Whereas at extreme position, so displacement value maximum. Since y value a, so u value maximum. That maximum value given by 1 by 2 into m omega square into a square. Okay now? For suppose if at mean position potential energy value not 0. If u value, so u minimum, if the potential energy minimum at mean position which is not 0, that time the maximum value given by, so u maximum is equal to u minimum plus 1 by 2 into m omega square into a square. Okay now? Whenever the potential energy value is 0, u maximum value is 1 by 2 m omega square into a square. If u minimum is not 0 at mean position, then u maximum is equal to u minimum plus 1 by 2 into m omega square into a square. So this potential energy value, so mean position and extreme position I have written. So average potential energy for, here I will write average potential energy for one oscillation. Over one oscillation, average potential energy value given by 0 plus 1 by 2 into m omega square into a square. 0 at mean position, 1 by 2 m omega square a square at extreme position by 2. So answer is given by 1 by 4 into m omega square into a square. This is the average potential energy for one complete cycle. And here also we can write this sine square of omega t as 1 plus sine 2 omega t. The potential energy, the frequency of variation of potential energy will be twice the potential energy frequency will be twice the frequency of simple harmonic oscillator. Are you getting it? The potential energy variation or the frequency of potential energy will be 2 times the potential energy of a simple harmonic oscillator. So this is regarding potential energy of a particle which is executing simple harmonic motion. After completion of the potential energy, now when a particle is executing acceleration, it also possesses kinetic energy. Let me see. So what is kinetic energy? What is the general formula for kinetic energy? 1 by 2 m into v square. We know velocity of a particle executing. So simple harmonic motion. V value given by one formula a omega into cos omega t plus or minus 0. So as per this, kinetic energy given by 1 by 2 into m into omega square into a square into cos square of omega t plus or minus 5. Here also we can write cos omega t as a cos square omega t as a 1 plus cos 2 omega t. The frequency of variation of kinetic energy will be 2 times the frequency of simple harmonic oscillator. So if I plot the graph for this, so as per this, the graph will be a cos graph. I get the graph like this. So this is the shape of the graph. How does potential energy changes with the time? So if I want to write this, kinetic energy. If I want to write this kinetic energy, velocity omega into root over a square minus y square. In terms of v, the kinetic energy given by 1 by 2 into m into omega square into a square minus y square. This is the expression for kinetic energy in terms of amplitude and displacement. So from this equation, if I plot the graph between, so distance, displacement and potential kinetic energy. The variation of kinetic energy with which one? With the displacement is given by this graph. Even this graph also, so parabola. According to this graph, kinetic energy value maximum at which position? Mean position. Whereas kinetic energy value 0 at which position? At extreme position. Clear? So if I write at mean position, at which position? Mean position. At mean position, so what is the value of y? Y value equal to 0. When y value equal to 0, kinetic energy value maximum. Maximum kinetic energy 1 by 2 into m omega square into a square. This is kinetic energy at a mean position. Whereas at extreme position means the position at which displacement value is 0. Y value equal to a. When y value equal to a, so kinetic energy value is 0. So from this graph also that is only clear. Kinetic energy maximum at a mean position, kinetic energy is 0 at a extreme position. So what is the average kinetic energy? Average kinetic energy. So for one oscillation, average kinetic energy given by 1 by 4 into m omega square into a. So this is for kinetic energy of a particle which executing simple harmonic motion. Potential energy due to its position or configuration of particle executing SHM, and kinetic energy due to motion. So after calculating the kinetic energy and potential energy, so how can we calculate the total energy? Total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. Total energy. So can I call this total energy with the capital E representation? Total energy is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So what is kinetic energy value? 1 by 2 into m omega square into a square minus y square. Whereas potential energy value 1 by 2 into m omega square into y square. By adding this, total energy of a particle executing SHM 1 by 2 into m omega square into a square. This total energy neither depends upon time nor depends upon displacement. Total energy of a particle executing SHM will be always remain constant. If I plot the graph between, so variation of the total energy with the time. So I will get graph is a straight line because E value not varies with the t. If I plot the graph between total energy of a particle with the displacement y, so then also I will get graph is a straight line. Total energy will remain constant. Okay, Nara? Potential energy or kinetic energy will be changes, but total energy will be always remains constant. If I want to plot the graph for both kinetic energy, potential energy and total energy, so you can see this is the graph which will for kinetic energy, this dotted graph for potential energy, and this straight line is for total energy. So whether it is mean position or extreme position, total energy will always remains constant. This is the expression for total energy of a particle which executing simple harmonic motion. Okay, Nara? Next. So after completion of the total energy, before going for examples of some system executing simple harmonic motion, let me see few more points. So what are these points? I will write under note. I want to calculate what is the average velocity and average speed for one oscillation. Average speed and average velocity of a particle which executing simple harmonic motion for one oscillation. So if I take the example for simple pendulum, so pendulum I pulled from mean position. This is one extreme, this is one extreme position. I pulled the bob from at P and I left it. So it will move forward direction, again come back. That is called as one oscillation. For one oscillation, if I want to calculate the average speed, what is average speed definition? Total distance traveled by total time taken. Total time taken is called as average speed. Now you tell me, so we know that O to P, this value will be equal to A, this value will be equal to A, amplitude. First it will go P to O, amplitude is A, distance is A. O to Q, A, again Q to O, A, again O to P. So what is the total distance travelled for one oscillation? 2A. Span means you know, span is the distance between two extreme positions. So that span value will be 2A, but total distance value 2 times the span by total time taken is T. Time period, time taken to complete one oscillation. But we know that T value is equal to 2 pi by omega. That we know that now. So that time what happened to average speed? The average speed is given by, so which is 4 into A by 2 pi by omega. Or omega will go to numerator. So 2 ones are 2 twos are. Then what will get the answer? 2 into A into omega divided by pi. This is expression for average speed of a particle executing SHM for one oscillation. If I want to calculate average velocity means total displacement by total time taken. Total displacement divided by total time taken. So now you tell me what is the total displacement? Journey started from P, again reached to P. So P to P total displacement value is 0. So that's why average velocity for one complete oscillation for a particle executing SHM will be equal to 0. This is the value of which one? Average velocity. Average speed value calculated and average velocity value calculated. Understood? So next, one more point. So go through the concepts clearly. In that assignment of this chapter also, so first maximum questions are based on conceptual only. Under this note, let me consider one more point. Actually, one point I forgot to tell, that is simple harmonic motions is of two types. How many types? Two types are there. One is linear SHM, and one more is angular SHM. When a particle executing linear SHM, the particle will move in a straight line to and fro. So whereas the particle executing angular SHM, it will execute rotational motion but to and fro. That is a major difference between linear SHM and angular SHM. In this linear SHM, the restoring force value directly proportional to displacement. Whereas in angular, in rotational motion, you know, the role of force is played by torque. So torque value directly proportional to angular displacement theta. Here linear displacement y, their angular displacement is theta. Minus sign indication, know that now restoring force will be always opposite to So displacement. Torque is always opposite to theta. So F value is equal to minus k into y, small k into y, where tau value is equal to c into theta, minus c into theta. So what is the name of k? K called as force constant. The name of k is force constant. The name of c is couple per unit twist. Couple per unit twist. It is also constant. So name is couple per unit twist. Okay, Nara? So this is F is equal to minus ky for linear SHM. Tau is equal to minus c into theta for angular SHM. So from this, F is equal to me is equal to minus k into y. From this, a value is equal to minus k by m into which one? 1. So which can be written as a value. So I will write this side. So this is for linear. I will continue linear, and this is for angular. Linear SHM and angular SHM. So under this linear SHM, what is the acceleration I got? A value is equal to minus k by m into y. Whereas in angular SHM, tau can be written as, so we know torque is the product of moment of inertia and angular acceleration, will be equal to minus c into theta. From this, alpha value is equal to minus c by I into theta. Minus sign is indicating, so alpha value and theta value both are in opposite direction. What is the acceleration? Angular SHM alpha? Alpha is equal to minus c divided by I into theta. Here a can be written as omega square into 1, whereas here alpha can be written as minus omega square into theta. What is the value of omega here? Omega value is equal to k by m, and here omega value will be equal to c divided by m. When I know omega, here I can calculate t. 2 pi by omega by 2 pi into omega square is equal to 2 pi into root over, so which value I will get? M divided by t. Whereas here omega square is equal to c by I. Omega is equal to root over c by I. Then what will be the formula for t? T is equal to 2 pi by omega, which is 2 pi into root over I divided by c. This is the expression for time period whenever the motion is linear SHM. This is the expression for time period whenever motion is angular SHM. For angular SHM, you should know what is the moment of inertia of that system also. Okay, Nara? Even we can also write, so here there I got a value minus omega square into y. A can be written as, or otherwise a value minus k by m into y. Written now? A can be written as d square y by dt square. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. Velocity is the rate of change of displacement. So d square y by dt t square plus k by m into y is equal to 0, which can be also written as d square y by dt square plus omega square into y will be equal to 0. This equation called as differential equation for SHM. Whenever a particle executing linear SHM, so what is the differential equation given by? Can I write the differential equation? So how I got this differential equation? Directly I will write the differential equation for a particle executing linear SHM will be given by, so d square y by dt square plus omega square into y will be equal to 0. Here similarly, what will be the differential equation? So differential equation for particle executing angular SHM given by d square theta by dt square plus omega square into y value equal to 0. Whereas here omega value is equal to root over k by m, there omega value will be equal to root over c divided by m. This is the major difference between linear SHM and the angular SHM. Okay, so there are two types are there, linear and angular. Understood, Nara? In this you should know what is the force equation and what is the acceleration and what is the time period and what is the differential equation. Even differential equation also, so by using this differential equation they will give you the differential equation of a particle executing SHM is given as d square y by dt square plus 2 into y is equal to 0. They may ask find out the time period. So to calculate the time period, compare this equation with the standard equation. D square y by dt square plus omega into y is equal to 0. By comparing these both, omega value is equal to 2. Omega formula 2 pi by t is equal to 2. So 2 cancel, then t value is equal to pi seconds. To do this, compulsory you need to remember the differential equation for SH. Okay, Nara? This is for differential equation of SHM of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. So next one is, now we will discuss some systems, examples of some systems which are executing simple harmonic motion. So what are the examples of SH? Examples of systems executing simple harmonic motion. So first example I will consider is simple pendulum. Today we will discuss regarding this simple pendulum. In every example, so you should know compulsory what is the equation for the time period. Simple pendulum. So what is simple pendulum? Simple pendulum is an arrangement in which whenever a point mass, we will treat that bob as a point mass. That point mass is suspended by a string from the rigid surface. That arrangement is called as simple pendulum. So what is the length of the pendulum? It is the distance from the point of suspension to center of gravity of the bob. Is called as which one? Length of the pendulum. Which one? Length of the pendulum. Now time period derivation not necessary, but roughly we will see. So you can derive the expression for time period by using two analysis. You can consider the motion of a simple pendulum also as a linear SHM and also angular SHM. So I will consider it as angular SHM. I pull the bob to one side. Initially bob is there at mean position. I displace the bob from mean to extreme position. My string is making an angle theta with vertical. So when I pull the bob to this position, so its weight is given by mg. Now at this position we can resolve the weight into components. According to the vector resolution, weight is a vector quantity, so resolving into two components. Okay, Nara? So what happened to this component if it is theta? This angle also equal to theta. So then this component is given by mg cos theta. This mg cos theta component is balanced by tension. So which after leaving the bob at extreme position, the bob will come back to its original position. So what is the reason for coming back? Restoring force. Who is providing that restoring force? That weight component is providing that restoring force. So what is the restoring force acting on the bob given by F will be equal to m into g into sin theta. Now can I calculate the torque acting on a bob? Tau is equal to, torque is equal to force into perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance of, so from where? From the fixed point. Now actually torque is acting from here. So what is the perpendicular distance of the torque from the fixed point? So that value will be equal to L. Force value is equal to F. Perpendicular distance value is equal to L. Then what I will get? Tau is equal to F value is equal to m into g into sin theta into L. So can I write tau is equal to I into alpha is equal to m into g into sin theta into L. And one more important point here is, so here force or displacement both are in opposite direction. Because so displacement is from mean position to extreme position. Force is from extreme position to mean position. The angle between force and displacement, the theta value how much? So both are in opposite direction. That's why what I get? Minus m into g into sin theta. So minus m into g into sin theta. If theta is very small, if theta is very small, so we can take the approximation sin theta approximately equal to theta. Why I am discussing the derivation means, so simple pendulum and bob, when a block connected to a spring, that already you derived in subjective part, but we will get some more. There you needed to derive the expression for a time period. So that's why I am showing this example. When theta is very small, bob is pulled aside by a small distance. The meaning is the amplitude of vibration is very small. When theta very small, sin theta equal to theta. So that way what will get I into alpha minus m into g into theta into l. So alpha value is equal to, so minus of m into g into l by I into l theta into theta. So what is the moment of inertia of a bob? Since bob is a point mass suspended from the fixed point, and length, what is the distance from the center of gravity to point of suspension L. So moment of inertia given by ml square. When moment of inertia ml square, what I will get? Minus m into g into L by L square into how much of theta. So L value cancel, ml square, m value cancel. So what I will get? Alpha value is equal to minus g by L into theta. Where g is acceleration due to gravity, L is length of the which one pendulum. So since what can I able to write? L value can be also written as minus omega square into theta. G value constant, L value constant, replacing g by L with the omega square. So what is omega square value? G divided by L. What is omega value? Root over g divided by L. So from this we can also show. So since g value constant, L value constant, alpha directly proportional to minus theta. Whenever angular acceleration directly proportional to angular displacement, so motion is a simple harmonic motion, angular SHM. Now I want to calculate time period. To calculate the time period, so what is the time taken to complete one oscillation? Our complete discussion for objective point of view is based on this time period only. In subjective also, so this derivation part is very important for you. Okay, Nara? So derivation is very important. And one more important point here you can also ask, why minus sign is there means, so torque will be produced in a direction opposite to angular displacement. Due to that here I got minus sign. Okay, Nara? So time period general formula given by T is equal to 2 pi by omega. Then omega value 2 pi into root over, so L divided by G. This is the expression for time period of a particle which executing simple harmonic motion. That is simple pendulum. Expression for time period of a simple pendulum. Understood, Ara? If it is a linear SHM, then what is there? So we will calculate the force. After calculating force, we will calculate acceleration. Directly also I can calculate. Here F value I got m into g into sin theta minus. So F value is equal to m into e. Ma is equal to, so minus m into g into what sin theta. If theta very small, so a value will be equal to minus g into theta. So a value directly proportional to minus theta. And theta can be written as theta is equal to, so length of the arc divided by radius. So length of the arc divided by radius value, what I will get? X divided by so L. Then I can write here I will write theta is equal to x divided by theta na, from here to here the displacement value x divided by L. So from this what can I write? Minus g by L into x. So a value directly proportional to minus x. And what is omega square value? G by. What I mean to tell is, though you consider it as linear SHM, you can derive the expression. By considering it as angular SHM also, you can derive the equation for a time period. But in this part, so compare with the derivation. For us it is very important only knowing the formula. So what is the time period of a particle which executing simple harmonic motion. The time period of a particle which executing simple harmonic motion, which case simple pendulum. Now let me know our objective part. For simple pendulum, what is the expression for time period of t is equal to how much? 2 pi into root over L by G. Many number of application questions can be asked based on this time period. Now this part is very important. So now you see, I will write all these points under note. Under this note, first point number 1. This time period value does not depends upon, this is for simple pendulum now. Time period value does not depends upon, so size, shape of the bob, of the point mass or bob. Whatever the shape let it be and whatever the size let it be, time period will not be affected by size or shape of the bob. But here important point is, you should select that point mass which is rather than a car. If I consider any car like a light mass car, that time the time period value will be varying. Other than light car, if it is not a light car material, so then it does not depends upon T does not depends upon the size and shape of the body. Point clear? And second point is, for a constant length of the pendulum, whenever L value constant, so time period value T not depends on amplitude of vibration. What is the amplitude? Let it be. But remember, all oscillations of simple pendulum are not simple harmonic. Only those oscillations with small amplitude are simple harmonic. Whenever the length of the pendulum is constant, the time period of a simple pendulum does not depends upon so amplitude of vibration. Second point clear, Anna? T value not depends upon amplitude of vibration. And third one is, according to the relation T is equal to 2 pi into root over L by G, T value directly proportional to which one? Root L. Otherwise, T square proportional to which one? No, L. Whenever T square proportional to L, Y square proportional to X, if I plot the graph between T and L, when Y square is equal to Kx, that is the equation for which one? Parabola. So I will get the graph like this. Parabola equation. Y square is equal to Kx. Y square proportional to X. If Y square is equal to Kx, for parabola this is the equation. And similarly, if I plot the graph between T square and L, since T square proportional to L, so graph is a straight line passing through origin. So what is the formula for T? 2 pi into root over L divided by G. What is the value of T square? 4 pi square by G into which one? L. If I plot the graph between T square and L, so this is of the form y is equal to mx, straight line passing through origin. What is the slope value will be given by? Slope is equal to m, which is given by 4 into pi square by G. Whenever if I plot the graph between T square and L, straight line, whose slope value will be given by, so what is the slope of this graph? Slope is equal to 4 into pi square by G. Okay now? That is the graph drawn between T and L and T square and L. Okay? After completion of the graph, how does the time period value changes? Percentage of change in time period. Percentage of change in time period. So generally here T value directly proportional to root L. Whenever the increase in the length value will be more, if the increase in the length value will be more, if I want to calculate percentage, T2 by T1 value is equal to root over L2 by L1. If I want to calculate percentage, so T2 by T1 minus 1 into 100 or percentage is equal to root over L2 by L1 minus 1 into 100. Whenever they given increase in the length, if you want to calculate percentage of increase in the time period value directly proportional to root over length. With increasing the length value, time period value increase. What is the percentage of increase in the time period value to calculate? There is one more method also there. If increase in the length is very small, increase in length is very small, that time directly I can write T proportional to root L, T proportional to L power 1 by 2. We can use error and approximation method. Delta T by T value 1 by 2 into delta L by L. Whenever you want to calculate the percentage, any one method you can use, but based on whenever the increase in the length value greater, you can use the general method, normal method. Whenever the increase in the length value is smaller, then you can use delta T by T is equal to 1 by 2 into delta L by L. Point clear? So that is how to calculate the time period. Next, that is point number 4. After this, like this, many points can be discussed based on the expression for time period of a simple pendulum. So we will discuss few more points based on the simple pendulum. Even for our objective point of view also, so this time period of simple pendulum is very important. So point number 5. From the equation T inversely proportional to root G. Here also the same method I can use if you want to calculate percentage of change in time. Whenever they given percentage of increase or decrease in G, so you can calculate T. T inversely proportional to root G. That is, with increasing G value, what happened to T? Decrease. So from this, T square into G will be constant. So for example, if the pendulum is taken from equator to pole, so you know that acceleration due to gravity at equator can be called GE and at pole GT. So acceleration due to gravity at pole is greater than acceleration due to gravity at equator. Due to that reason, the time period of time period of a simple pendulum at pole is less than time period at equator. Whenever a simple pendulum taken from earth equator to pole, since decrease in the acceleration due to gravity causes time period to increase. So increase in the acceleration due to gravity causes time period to decrease. Time period decreases means what happens? The pendulum will make more number of oscillations. When it is make more number of oscillations, then what happens? So that time, so it will run fastly. It will make more number of oscillations. I consider one pendulum clock. Pendulum clock initially showing correct time at equator. Now that pendulum clock taken to pole. Whenever the pendulum clock taken to pole, due to change in the acceleration due to gravity, its time period value what happen? Increase. So time period value increases means that time what happen? So acceleration due to gravity increase. Since T value inversely proportional to root G, because of increasing of acceleration due to gravity, time period at pole will be decreases. When time period decreases means the pendulum clock will make more number of oscillations. Because of more number of oscillations, that pendulum clock will run fastly. It will show the time so fast. Okay, na? Similarly, whenever it is taken from pole to equator, the pendulum clock is taken from pole to equator. So that time what happens? Acceleration due to gravity at pole is greater than acceleration due to gravity at equator. Due to that reason, so time period value at pole, so is less than time period value at equator. The same thing will happen. Equator to pole and pole to equator. So next one is, if the simple pendulum is taken from the earth surface to moon. So you know that on the earth surface acceleration due to gravity G, on the moon G. So acceleration due to gravity on the moon will be 1 by 6 times the acceleration due to gravity on the earth. So due to that reason, acceleration due to gravity decrease. So what happened? The time period increase. To maintain the same time period, whenever a simple pendulum taken from Earth's surface to moon, you should decrease the length. So what is the alternative thing? We have t is equal to 2 pi into root over L divided by g. When you take it from Earth to moon, since g value decrease, t value will be increase. To maintain t value same, so what you have to do? You can decrease the value of L. By decreasing the value of L, what happened to time period value? So time period is going to be remains c. Okay, na? So from where to where you have to take. So that is important. Next one. For example, a pendulum clock is made up of metal. Pendulum clock, know that, na? So that pendulum clock is made up of metal. So because of the thermal expansion, already we discussed this. In summer season, temperature increase, so length value increase. When length value increase, with increasing the temperature, length value increase. So this is temperature. Summer temperature increase, length value increase, time period value increase. Whenever a time period value increases, means what happens? There is a loss of time or gain of time? Loss of time. So what happened to time period value? Increase. It will take more time to complete one oscillation. So there is a loss of time. Whereas in winter season, temperature value decrease. So what happened to length value? Decrease. What happened to time period value? Decrease. So that time what happened? Gain of time. That's why you need to select such a material for making the pendulum clock whose thermal expansion should be of least. Because of thermal expansion also, time period value is going to be changes. And one more point. So next point is, for example, a person was swinging in a swing. One swing is there. So by sitting, the person was swinging initially. Person was there initially sitting position. He is sitting. In sitting position, time period value can I call T1. So that person suddenly stands. So time period value T2. So initially when person was sitting, for example, here the swing was there, when person was there sitting. So whenever the person was sitting down, the center of mass will be there now. So center of mass will be located somewhere. If the person standed, if he stands, so what happened to the center of mass will be rise up. Generally in case of these cases, to calculate the length of the simple pendulum, we will measure the distance from where to where, from the point of suspension to the center of mass or center of gravity. Initially when he is sitting, this is the center of mass. So this is the length value L1. In standing position, center of mass will be shifted upwards. So due to that reason, length value will be decreased. Due to decrease of length value, so what happened to time period T2 less than T1. Even this is also one important application. Initially a boy was there in a swing. He is swinging. So by sitting position. If that boy suddenly stands, so what happened to the time period of oscillation of that swing? That time period value is going to be decreases. Even one more application question also asked. The last point for this class, that is the point number 10. What is this point is, for example, let me consider one hollow metal bomb. Hollow, inside empty was there. That hollow metal bomb initially filled with water completely. So let us suppose that a hole, that metal bomb having a hole at the bottom. So through that bottom, so water is leaking out. Initially when no water is leaking out, this is the length value. When water is leaking out, then what happens? So center of mass or center of gravity is there now, that will be shifted downwards. So when it is shifted downwards, so what happened to the length of the pendulum will be increased. When length value increase, what happened to time period? Time period value will be increase or decrease? Will be increase. Once the total water is drained out, total water will be empty. It came out. So that time again what happened? So center of mass and center of gravity will come back to the geometric center. Means first time what happened? Center of mass is moving down. Again it is moving up. When it is moving down, time period value increase. When it is moving up, time period value will be decrease. In this case, whenever a hollow metal bomb filled with water is leaking out through the bottom. First time period value increase, then again decreases. So this is also one application for time period. Still few more points are there based on the simple pendulum that we will discuss in tomorrow class. So along with that we will see one more example for the system which executing simple harmonic motion. So getting now? Okay, thank you.